Howdy folks, John Jones here with kandjrefining. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. We appreciate you stopping in again. So we got some pay dirt from a good friend up in Kenai, Alaska. There is no sticker or label on this because I'm going to really try to not make this about a review on this pay dirt. More than anything, this is going to be kind of a honing in on exactly how to use our mini sluice here. So we have a 30-inch high banker from Royal Manufacturing. This is actually one of their combos. It could be a high banker or it can be a submersible sluice box. What it comes with is all the riffle matting with the spread steel gate, but it has a carpet in the bottom. Now the carpet's about 2.5 millimeter. We're going to run it with everything that it comes with first, with 5 pounds of pay dirt, and then we're going to add our Sona Enterprise miner's moss, which is a 10 millimeter moss. What we're hoping to find out is exactly how to set it up to catch fine gold, because it seems to be more than anything what we're finding out there in the rivers right now. I'm going to run it with the carpet, then I'm going to run it with the miner moss, and then I'm going to run it with the miner moss and the carpet. The only thing I'm going to do is use the classifier down here at the end, which will classify it down to, it looks like 1/8 inch. So without further delay, let's go ahead and get started. All right. Get the air bubbles off of here. Get them out of this room. Go ahead and just wipe everything down with it. It's all nice and dry. Just gonna slowly dump this in. So it looks like we're also getting a lot of gemstones in here, which is pretty cool. And I'll make sure to leave a link at the bottom of the video so you guys can, if y'all want to order some of this pay dirt from Bill. It's a great guy, a family-owned business, the same as kandjrefining. All the products that he sends out, definitely legit. He's not here to scam you. So I'll leave a link at the bottom of the video. We're about halfway through the bag now. From what I could tell, this is definitely like a river basin type gravel. And that's the end of the bag. So let's go ahead and put some water in this bag. slowly pour it in here. Empty. Alright, so immediately what I see, you go ahead and pull this camera out here. Let's go ahead and get close up on this. We do have metals falling out in the very first set of the V-grid matting that's in there. Looks like the first set, not so much anything that's actually visible with the water running in the second set, but let's go ahead and turn the water off and check it out and see what we got going on here. Okay, oh yeah, look, we got some gold falling out in here. Looks like gold right here. And looks like some silver. Looks like some silver falling out in here too, which that's going to be fun. I do see gold fall out right here in the first set of riffles. And I don't really see anything out to the very end. I do see, looks like some silver crystalline right here. And Dill does do silver pay dirt. Also, beautiful silver crystals in that pay dirt. Now, even though I did make this pretty darn level, I still see a trend here down this right hand side. But look at this. Lots of other stones in here too. Mrs. Jones will have a lot of fun with that. She loves stones. Oh, look at that big old chunk of amethyst, raw amethyst right there. That's really cool. Once again though, this is not about the pay dirt product itself. This is about the setup and how it's going to work best for us to get that fine gold and retrieve and recover that. So very interesting. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do a clean out. I'm going to see what we come up with. I'm going to hand pan it out and then see what we actually trapped in just the carpet, just the way it comes from the manufacturer. Let me go ahead and focus here. For some reason it went out of focus. So I'm going to go ahead and get all this cleaned out, and then I'm going to reintroduce everything once again to the sluice with the carpet matting as well as the Sona Enterprise miner's moss 10 mil. Now I believe this will raise this whole system. It's gonna raise it up so 12.5 millimeter is just right about ½ inch. So that's where I actually have a little bit of concern on how that's going to affect the capture once it rolls up to this height right here at this point. So that's going to be raised up quite high, but I'm going to run it with the carpet and the moss, and then I'll run it with just the moss. All right, so stay tuned. Let's check it out. All right, so let's go ahead and undo I have my MineLab 14-inch pan up here at the bottom down here. The riffles are pointing back towards the catch down here, so we are sure to lose minimal. Let's go ahead and pick up on this guy. Cup to pour some water on this. Set this under here. My smaller pan. Sink it into my bucket. That should be able to lift it out of there. Roll this back up. Straight in like this. Kind of open it up a little bit, tap it. Now generally I wouldn't be so cautious with this, mainly because all this I'd be bringing home to wash anyway. However, because I'm trying to recapture everything, so that I can rerun this. There we go, nice and clean. Let's go ahead and set this back in here. Pan out of here. Gold already starting to appear there. So have some runaway pieces. Let's go ahead and try to tap those up to the top. Yeah, I think we got them all up there. Oh, gold trying to float, boy. See it go floating on top of the water right there. All three of those pieces. Alright, so the carpet seems to do a pretty good job with catching some pretty small stuff there. I mean, it's not too bad at all with just the carpet, really. I've seen the reviews on the carpet, and a lot of people, they don't like it with just the carpet, but seems to do its job pretty well, really. Not bad at all. Okay, let's see what's in the bigger pan, and I'll just dump this into the bucket because that's where everything that's in this bucket's going to get re-ran anyway. Well, nice and clean. We're going to use the small can again for the this piece of silver drop down and pull that gold up to the top. It's actually pretty good right there, really. Pretty damn good. Right. So I'm gonna put all this back in there. Got a pretty good idea, just visual wise, on how the carpet did by itself. I already looked through the coarser materials, the gravel. I didn't see anything in there that really popped out at me, so I'm gonna go ahead and leave it set off to the side. Let's go ahead and set this up for the next run. Got the carpet in there already. the Sona Enterprise 10 mil miner's moss in there. Use the spread steel with the riffles pointed towards the bottom of the sluice, just like that. And put this back in there. And I'm about to show you what I'm talking about with our height here. This is what concerns me, because I almost feel like this miner's moss would almost provide kind of a washout, basically just rinsing itself during the process. Let me go ahead and move over here. So we have the miner's moss. Hey, if you guys buy one of these, make sure you use these small clips right here. You can see they go over the tray. The actual sluice box itself, that'll keep your sluice box from trying to run away on you, as well as the clips. They don't really clip down on there at all, but I'm pretty sure if I mess with it enough I can get it to. But you can see this huge height difference. It's almost, you know, as big as how wide my finger is. I'll probably tighten this down one more notch. I like to keep the nut parallel with water flow. So let's go ahead and run this one more time. Everything's cleaned out. All the material is in the 3-gallon bucket over here. So let's see. Let's go ahead and let's do that one. Stay tuned. All right, so as you can see, we cleaned it all out. Went ahead and emptied everything that was in the bucket already and put it in a separate bucket. So the only thing that's in this bucket now is the concentrates from the sluice. Let's go ahead and dump some of this water out. Now I can already tell that we got definitely a lot more concentrates from that run. So let's go ahead and let's go ahead and I'm going to transfer this over to the small pan. All right, let's go ahead and get this cleaned out here. There's a lot of material for a small pan, but we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna try to make it work. Wow, not only did catch a lot more gold that time, but also looks like a few more pieces of silver. All that. Not bad. Not bad at all. All right, so I went ahead and already reran this. I probably won't add this part to the video because this was just pointless. And my speculation and suspicions were all correct with the fact that I figured that with the gap right here and nothing but the actual tray underneath the miner's moss, the gold just pretty much washed right through it. As well as it could. Yes, a couple of bigger pieces did get stuck in the moss. However, without the carpet there, there's really nothing to keep it from just sliding out the bottom. So all your finds that you may have actually got in your pan before you ran through this are just going to wash right out the bottom. Let me go ahead and we're going to do a full cleanup on everything. I'm going to clean all this out. I'm going to pan all of the sediment that got into the reservoir here, and as well as everything that we just panned out originally, and all the sediment that I had to put in another bucket to use the blue bucket. Awesome, so I think we all learned a lot with this whole setup. So really the video was done because of the carpeting more than anything. I've seen so many reviews on this small 30-inch right here, and it has such a small runway here to have all your heavies to fall out. So use the carpet, keep the carpet, don't get rid of the carpet, but put you some moss on top. You know, it really helps with the moss. Like I said in the video, I'm not going to put the part where I only ran it with the moss, because everything goes into the moss and drops out, goes down to the base where it's nice, you know, slick steel or aluminum rather, and it just floats right out the bottom. So use those, coincide them together. You know, when you're putting all this together too, make sure you have everything pointed the right way. Don't run this backwards. It's not a dry washer. You don't want this to happen right here. You want this to happen. So with the spread steel also, want to make sure that it is also running the correct direction. You can see the spread steel actually jogs the same way you want everything moving. So yeah, so that was a good lesson for all of us, really. Don't throw that carpet away. Keep that carpet. It seems to be just a good way to run. Now, if you're doing something differently and you end up breaking this up, I would suggest not doing that with a 30-inch, but maybe getting a longer and wider sluice box to work with. This is just a concentrator, really, to help you clean out your cons box, sled, bucket, whatever you're using. So, and it's really good for that. It runs off of a 12-volt jet ski battery, so you know, it runs for a while. I put a charge on it, and we've ran it 4 times now, and the first 2 times was most of the day, and it still ran just fine. Definitely. So I hope we all can take something from this. It seemed really good example, and again, this was not a review about the pay dirt, but thank you, deal. I appreciate the dirt so that we were able to do the video. Appreciate it, man. But if you'd like to buy some pay dirt, which came with beautiful gems, the stones, rough stones, just rolling down, I could hear them just chinking all the way down it. But if you'd like to buy something from him, you can check him out, man. He's at KenaiGold.com. That's Dill Ewan, good friend. So yeah, until next time, KenaiGold.